again. And there we go. Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents. With me, your host, Valerie, and sometime kitty co-hosts, Ms. Purrington and Mookie, are back at home. We are recording from the Fallout Theater podcast studio. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, show reviews, our advice column, our listing of festivals from across the country and the world, our FPIA contest page, and my articles for the Austin Chronicle and thebarbedwire.com about the Austin and Texas comedy scene. Our most popular feature is our events page for live comedy shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW, where 100% of the entries you see come from comics and producers. Click the Submit a Show button from the top of the homepage or events page to fill out the survey to get your show listed. It's free and easy. Tag us on your Instagram stories and we'll share your show promo to our followers. We also offer paid promo pushes on Instagram. Speaking of events, come check out my passion project show, the Improv Vintage show. We're playing at the end of September at both theaters, Cold Town and Fallout. Want to support these resources we provide? You can donate to Comedy Wham on PayPal, Venmo, or even Patreon. Click the Support CW icon on our homepage to see the ways that you can help us. Our podcast was launched in 2016 to bring you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations, and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. Today, we are talking to somebody who is the co-host of On the Rise with Rochelle McConico, the great Rochelle, and the host of The Crossover, where stand-up meets short-form improv. And he is one of the many friendly faces that you see at Cold Town Theater, and he's even teched one of our live Comedy Wham shows. And now Comedy Wham presents our guest, Terrence Yon.
Yon.
Oh, my God.
No, you're so good.
Oh, my God. How did I miss that? Because I'm not very attentive.
It's one line. It's just literally just one line.
Yeah, but you know how in my head I'm going to be about that? It's like every time I mispronounce somebody's name.
Oh, no,
I think about it for days.
You're so good. You're so good. I get young, so like Vaughn is very.
Oh.
Or Yoon. I don't know why Yoon.
Yeah,
upsets
that's
me,
weird.
But I don't like it.
Yeah.
But Vaughn, I can live with Vaughn. That's
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm blind, then a Y and a V kind of,
Yeah, they're similar.
No,
I can
just
same family.
Terrible excuses. All this time I've known you. Oh boy.
Thanks for having me so much.
Yes, of course. Terrence, I have an icebreaker question that I always ask, as you know. One word to describe your past.
Diverse.
Okay. Do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, I've lived a bunch of different places, mostly in the suburbs, but my parents would send us to my grandpa's farm for summers. So we would get shipped out there and spend some of the summers working out there. And he had this like big watermelon patch, and like we'd feed the pigs early in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you grow up here in Austin?
No. So that was in Arkansas.
Okay.
That was in southern Arkansas. But then when I was 12, we moved up to northwest Indiana.
Okay.
And so I lived there until I moved down to Austin in 2018.
Okay. All right. So Arkansas, so how big of a difference between where you were living and going to the farmland?
It's pretty different. It's pretty different. Like, I'm not super different because the town I lived in was it was called El Dorado, in the middle of like a pine forest. So, it's just one of those pop-up towns, and it was like the biggest town in the county. So it felt large to us.
Yeah.
But I went back recently. It takes 5 minutes to drive around the place.
How many stoplights?
There's a few stoplights, but the town that we would get sent to in Louisville for the farm only had one stoplight, and it was definitely one of those like middle of nowhere, and they lived in the backwoods, so you'd have to go onto like a rural highway, like one of those number highways, and then you have to go down a dirt road for like a mile to find the place. It's just so when it hits the fan, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
hide in Louisville.
Did comedy have a role in your life growing up?
Not really. Not really. I'd watched a lot of like comedy. I mean, I would like steal my dad's comedy DVDs and like sneak
Oh, really?
and watch some stuff I wasn't supposed to, and then like try and pop it back. They knew I was watching it. They knew I was watching it.
What were some of your memorable or favorites?
So Afros and Bell Bottoms, Sinbad was one of my personal favorites. I didn't realize how clean it was until I got older. Because I was looking for the dirty stuff, but the clean one is the one that really popped out to me. And then Bill Cosby himself was another one that I watched a bunch of times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, until he was disgraced.
Until
Then,
and
you know,
then now
he
we
was,
don't. We don't partake so much anymore.
Right.
But at that time, at the time that was like it was peak.
Very good. Yeah. So you grew up in Arkansas, and I just cannot think of like what that life would have been like.
You know, it's Southern Arkansas. Not a lot going on. Like, I mean, the town shut down for football games on Friday. Like the whole town would show up for like, that was our big thing.
Yeah.
And then when wasn't football, it was basketball or whatever other thing. I mean, like with little festivals all the time. You know.
Yeah.
Just community stuff.
Yeah. So it sounds like community is a big part of growing up. And I mean, there's good and bad to that. Like everybody knows everybody else's business, but also everybody rallies for everybody.
Yeah.
When things are tough or challenging.
Absolutely.
And how you said after that you went to Northwest Indiana, which is basically Chicagoland.
Yeah, it's definitely Chicagoland. We get Chicago sports, Chicago weather.
Yeah.
40 minutes on a train, you're downtown.
Yeah.
35 minutes.
Had to have been a huge. How old were you when you made that move?
12. I was 12.
That was a huge.
Yeah, if it didn't feel so massive. I was pretty well traveled up to that point. Because I was in Boy Scouts, so I had done National Jamboree and like seen all like so. It wasn't like super foreign. But it was definitely an adjustment.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. What did you like about that area?
You know, culturally, it's a great area to be in. Like if you're trying to like experience different cultures, it's a great area. I mean, it's a lot more diverse than you would think. Like Northwest Indiana is just a pocket of diversity in Indiana that doesn't really exist anywhere else in that state.
Right. My son goes to school in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
So I'm very well acquainted with the lack of diversity in other parts of Indiana.
I was in Indianapolis a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Hey, oops.
Yeah. Oh, funny. And were you still sneaking your dad's DVDs?
At that point, On Demand existed, the Comcast On Demand. So I was watching a bunch of stand-up there. Particularly, I watched a lot of Gabriel Iglesias. Donald Glover's Weirdo was one of my personal favorites.
Oh, wow.
Like that still like stands out to me just because that's kind of like my style of like kind of awkward, weird, like don't really know what's gonna happen. Just like speaking from personal experience.
Yeah. What kind of other like pursuits were you in? Like, were you doing anything?
I was a marching band. I was really big in the band, a jazz band. I was in Northwest Indiana Youth Symphony Orchestra.
Wow. What's your instrument?
Trombone is my primary, but I also played baritone for marching season, and I would fill in on other brass.
Wow.
When need be.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was my big thing I wanted to do. I actually wanted to go to school in Terre Haute. I wanted to go to Indiana State and for music education. But the way they did music scholarships, you wouldn't get a scholarship till your junior year.
Oh.
And so it was like, they just ended up not working out. But yeah, music was my first.
Okay,
my first
so you're kind of used to being a little bit of a showman.
A little bit. Being a trombone player is very comfortable because I'm usually in the back for stage shows. And then for marching shows, it was just like being on the field. So it felt like I was like in football or whatever other sport I was in. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to pursue music education.
Yeah.
Did you end up doing that?
No. I've helped like teach here and there with like band camps and stuff. But as far as like the broader aspects of music education, no.
So what did you do when you graduated?
Went to work.
Okay.
Went to work.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. My
Still.
first job was Toys R Us at Christmas time. So
Oh boy,
yeah,
that's.
I'm a bit of a Scrooge
Yeah.
to this day.
I bet that would be a nightmare. That would be an absolute nightmare. Still in Indiana?
Yeah, still in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And did you keep working that job for a long time? I mean, past Christmas?
I hopped around jobs for
Yeah.
a bit, and then I ended up working at a candy factory for a while.
Oh, no, that sounds like fun.
It was
Maybe not.
I was in the warehouse, so it was a lot of
Oh.
work until it's done, and it was never done. So yeah.
What was the candy?
It was I'm not gonna shout them out because
Okay. Okay.
but you can find it around here.
Okay. All right. Well, you can tell me after, and
I
then
can
you can tell
you
me
after.
if I should avoid it at all.
Yeah.
Costs
Oh, it's
or-
great. It's
Yeah,
great candy. I
okay.
just they don't get
Yeah, I don't get
they
an
don't
ad
get
budget
free.
here.
Nah,
So,
yeah. Not from me at least.
Yeah.
Work there all that time and then give them a free shout out. Absolutely not. No.
Did you keep playing music? Pat?
No, I didn't.
Oh, so
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So it's still I got time. It's still a passion project to
Sure.
do down the line. But
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think of one of the Cold Town performers, Simply Courtney. He's kind of figured out a way to
yeah.
marry
Incorporate
comedy
both,
and
yeah.
music. So yeah, and that's a newer thing for him. I mean, I think music has been a part of his life for a really long time.
Yeah.
But finding an avenue to combine the two.
Yeah, they do an absolutely
Is-
great job on Fridays with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if you keep answering me yes or no questions, I need to learn to ask better questions. But also, we need to find out, when you performing comedy or getting kind of
Oh, when did we
into
get there?
comedy started developing for you. When the idea?
It's a very spur of the moment kind of thing. Because after COVID, I left the job I was at because it was just COVID absolutely drained me. Just being essential, quote unquote. Like, who knew that pet food was essential? But
Oh, wow.
it was yeah.
Well, I mean,
We were incredibly busy. So after COVID, I just kind of downsized my life and was just basically getting enough money to pay what I needed to pay and not worrying about anything else. And so I went to an open mic. And was like, I think I can do this. And just kind of the next week went up myself and quickly found out that I couldn't.
Oh.
But that was the beginning. I think that was October of 2021. I did my first open mic.
And where was this?
Mr. Tran.
Oh, so it was here in Austin.
Yeah, it
so
was here
we
in
missed
Austin.
how you got from Indiana to Austin.
Oh yeah, I just kind of moved here to hang out with my best friend in 2018,
Okay.
and hanging out turned into staying for a while.
Yeah.
And so lo and behold, I'm still here hanging out.
It's still hanging out.
Yeah.
Did you know anything about Austin?
Nope.
You just
Nope. It was time
followed
for
your
a change of
friend.
pace.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get to that point in life where it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of dropped everything, loaded my stuff in the car.
The beauty of being young.
Came to Austin. Yeah.
Yeah. 2018. That was a good time in Austin.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the tail end of
Yeah.
some of the fun stories that you hear about. Yeah.
So you had no involvement with comedy at all.
None.
Through COVID. So you missed all of the
Zoom prom.
the stress. Yeah, the Zoom prom. You missed our Comedy Wham online shows. Some of which we should really monetize because we have some people that are big names now that were on there.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, man, we ought to do something with that. But that's just very selfish. Okay, so 2021. So you survived COVID.
I survived COVID.
And were you watching comedy at all during that?
At that time, no.
Still no.
At that time, I was really not watching much. It just kind of was like.
How did you end up at the Mr. Tramp's open mic? Because that's a very niche open mic.
I'm a notorious scroller.
Oh.
Like scrolling has gotten me into so many different things.
Really?
Just off of being like, oh, I'll pull up to that.
Okay.
And so I was just scrolling, and I think it was just one of the mics I found. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you thought you could.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And now looking back, I do realize I can re-see that room. I did fine. But
It's a
when you're
brutal
first,
room.
yeah,
Yes.
when you're
Yeah, I've
first
heard
starting,
that.
you don't realize
Yeah.
what it's like until
Yeah.
you actually get up there.
So you watched it and then decided to give it a shot. How did you feel? Like you self assessed that you did a terrible, you didn't do well. But
Yeah,
like, how were you feeling? Like, were you nervous about doing this?
I was definitely nervous. I'm like the worst sweater on stage, the absolute worst. It goes back to like when I would like say prayer at church and stuff like that. It was I'm the worst sweater, and
Oh.
so I knew that the stage aspect was going to be the problem.
Yeah.
And so it took me a very long time to get past that. Like it actually took improv, switching over to improv to get me better with the concept of being on the stage.
Yeah. Did you write stuff or did you just go
I,
off the
I had
dome?
had some written material. Now I
Yeah.
look back, I had some very strong, like it was written and it was organized. It
Yeah.
wasn't just let me go up here and do this mic. I had spent some time on it for sure.
And did you spend the time like between when you watched and performed, or had you been like writing some stuff for a while?
I had been kind of writing for a while. I believe it was in 2020, right before. No, 2019. I went to Salt Lake City, and I saw Comedy Church with Greg Kite at Wise Guys,
Okay.
and I just really enjoyed just the way that his set was structured, and I was like, that sounds like something my brain would kind of put together. And so I had started writing then, and then I had been pretty consistent at the speed bike at the Velveeta Room. I would go every Thursday. I went like 3 or 4 Thursdays in a row, and then that's when I finally was like, all right, let me actually, like, I have this written. I've had it written for a little while. Let me go and
So you had been going to the Speed Mic to watch?
yeah, just to watch.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's some good performers that show up there.
Absolutely,
At the time,
and in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not that, you know. And then so when I finally started doing it, it was just like, okay, like this is they are polished, like
Yeah. They've been going to a lot of mics.
yeah, a lot of mics.
Yeah. So you do the Mr. Tramps, and then what do you decide to do from there? Because if you're a scroller, you're finding out about all the other open mics.
Yeah. So I did the Moon Tower mic.
Okay.
Down on Menchaca. That was my consistent one that I would go to. And it was just I don't know. I felt at the beginning, I just felt like I couldn't figure it out. But then come December, Rich Tellerico was doing a improv workshop here at Fallout, and Amoeba was running it, and I just kind of showed up, and they let me play. And that was like the beginning of like improv for me and that love. And so
you've never done improv before?
I'd never done improv before, no.
Wow.
And so I spent the better part of a year and a half taking classes at the Hideout.
Okay.
Through the Black Improv Alliance, and like really didn't do much stand up at all in that time. But it was always like in the back of my head. But when I finally came back to stand up, I had this new muscle to play with.
Yeah. How would you describe that muscle for people that don't understand how helpful improv can be to stand up?
It was like a new like armor almost, where it felt like the stakes changed because of the way improv changed when my brain looks at things. Because in stand up now, I see it as important too, having fun. Like, if you're not having fun, like if you're up there in your head and you're just like, this has to go perfect, and like, no, you have to have fun.
Yeah.
And so improv really got me into that. If I'm not having fun, then what am I doing? And so you start to be less critical, one, of like your own work, but two, of your own writing.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot easier for me to get up and just, bad set, happens.
Oh, well.
Happens.
Yeah.
Get them again next time.
Right. Yeah. Right. So you went through the full Hideout curriculum?
I went up to level 5.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a slacker. That's the stand up in me.
That's funny. And then what happened next?
So I took a couple stand up classes to get my brain back, and then I was like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, like let's
And
get
who was
back
the
to.
teacher?
So first I took Valerie Lope's class over at Merlin Works, and then about a year later, I took Rochelle's class
Mm-hmm.
at Cold Town. I took that twice actually. Like I took it back to back
Mm.
because it was like this. It really did help me.
Uh-huh.
Just the idea of pulling out your authentic voice and being able to speak from a place that only you can speak from.
Yeah.
And it made writing so natural. Where I went from writing like maybe like 2 or 3 jokes a week, where I could like almost like every day I was like, all right,
Hmm.
and it became where I was just talking about what I wanted to talk about. So memorization wasn't an issue either.
Ah.
So I took that twice, and then a third time seemed too rich for my for my taste. So I begged Rochelle basically to be her TA, and so she's let me
Ah.
be her teacher's
Nice.
assistant, and I've been working with her since.
Oh, so you're continuing in that role
Oh yeah,
as
yeah.
TA.
I
Nice.
definitely I've stuck with working with Rochelle. Just not enough kind words to be
Truly,
said
truly,
about.
yeah. I think before I hit record, I talked about how I miss that Rochelle's not doing the Lysistrata Festival.
Yeah,
It's such a great, empowering experience to be part of it for 3 years. And she's like a ray of sunshine in the
absolutely.
world. And she does. I mean, she's very kind and nice, but she also knows her limits and her
Oh
boundaries.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
she's not a pushover.
Not at all. Not at all. I've learned that's one of the things I've learned is just how to be one more sociable in the community and like know how to treat people in the community, but also
Hmm.
how to know when it's like, hey, come on now, like
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Mm. What are some of the interesting things that you've observed by being a TA of a class?
It's always fun to see people when they first start stand up
Uh huh.
because there's like this excitement, this passion, like the wide eyes, and it's like you don't always see that in the green room for shows.
Mm.
You don't always see that excitement.
Yeah.
And so just to see that like that love and excitement and like go just remember this is why I started,
Mm-hmm.
I had that same love and excitement and I still have that same love and excitement. I
Yeah.
just have to remember to tap into it sometimes.
Right. Right.
So I feel like sometimes I get more from them than I am able to
Mm.
give because just they push me to go out to mics, they push me to work on new sets because I can't be caught with the same set by these students out in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any like I don't know, I don't want you to name names or anything, but are there people that you're like, oh man, there's something really special there, and it's kind of cool to know that you were part of their
Oh
like
yeah, definitely,
origin.
definitely. There's a lot of folks in just about every class has at least 3 or 4 where I'm
Mm,
just like, yeah, they get it. They're here.
that's
They're
cool.
excited. They're all over the place. I run into them all the time,
Yeah.
um, and so it's always nice to see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, when did you start getting the bug for actually putting on shows?
Hmm. When did I get the bug for putting on shows? I started. My first show was actually the show I do called the Power of Friends Comedy Show.
Okay.
And so what I do is I go to Comic Cons and I'll put on like an hour comedy show just at the Comic Con
Oh.
of like nerdy based material.
Uh huh.
And so I did that down in Allen, Texas,
Okay.
and was able to. That was my first show I ever produced, which is insane to
Wow.
think about.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, and I was able to actually, while I was there, I ran into a voice actor, the voice actor for Combo Panda on the show Ryan's World, and he's
Okay.
also a stand-up Bradley Scott, and he was able to come in and drop in and do like 15 minutes of
Wow.
material. So yeah, that was my first show I produced, and just the fun that you can have producing shows. Like yes, you can just produce a show from top to bottom, just stand up and do
Mm-hmm.
that, but there's no rules.
Yeah.
There's no rules when you produce shows. You can have an opener, or do improv or whatever. You can have
Yeah.
a music act closeout, and so just the idea of being able to kind of put on whatever I want
Yeah.
is where that passion comes from. Yeah.
So what was your next
The next show I
project?
did. So the next project I worked, my next solo me project was the crossover.
Okay.
So I did that the first one I did was at the Hideout during their BIPOC celebration, and that whole purpose of that show was just to celebrate people that do both stand up and improv, because it's a different brain when you do both, and
Yeah.
you can kind of see the style and way of people that do both, because they have like this like switch that they flip where they can go from like super wholesome and having fun to saying some of the craziest, most awful things you'll ever hear. And
Wait, now I want to know, does that mean like they're super clean as improvisers or stand-ups and then they flip to whatever the other?
it's usually improv. You're super clean. Just
Okay.
because you're working with other people,
Yeah.
and so you want to make sure everyone is comfortable while you're on stage together.
I must watch a lot of filthy improv. I was just at Slide in the DMs,
Well,
which
that's completely different. You know what you're getting when you
that's
go
a
to
horny
Slide in
show,
the
and
DM.
that's what Angelina calls it. It's just a horny show.
I'm also a Hideout kid, so Hideout's a little bit more theatery,
Yeah.
and so just to celebrate those people that like flip that switch in
Yeah.
between the two
Yeah.
is the whole like purpose of that show.
Yeah.
But I also look forward to a couple future crossovers. I'm bringing like poets that also do stand up, and so just celebrating people that do multiple things.
Yeah. I was just I popped into Valerie's half empty, half full
Yeah.
show, and she had a poet that was just absolutely riveting, and she had a former stand-up comic who is writing a book, and she had him read, an excerpt from his book, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
I think in this city we're so saturated with stand-up comedy, and
Yes.
sometimes not great stand-up comedy, that keeping people's interest with unique approaches is a smart move.
My brain doesn't, after like 20 minutes of like the same thing, my
Yeah.
brain is just ready to like for a shift. So
Yeah.
having multiple things on the show, definitely. And
Yeah.
also just like sharing opportunities across spaces. So like music and stand up used to be like uber connected, and I feel like at some point we kind of lost that connection.
Yeah.
And just being able to have a stand up show where you have a musician come on, or like a musician having a stand up come and do 15 minutes in between sets so that the band can switch over,
Yeah. Yeah.
just being able to share across spaces, because we're all kind of doing the same. We're all creating. And stand ups are more creatives than sometimes they get credit for, but most of your best stand ups spent hours curating, like
Yeah.
the same amount of time that the writer would spend,
Right.
a stand up is spending.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about the crossover in a minute, and I also want to hear about the On the Rise show as well. But we're going to do like this little intermission with this card game called "Where Should We Begin?" And Esther Perel is like this world famous psychologist, and these are prompts. So you're going to point to one of these two cards, and the one you point to, I'm going to take, and I'll read that one to you after you read the other one to me to answer the prompt. So, okay, so point to which one you want me to read to you.
Okay.
I will read this one to you after you read this one to me.
Okay.
And we'll see what we have.
It's not lying, Gwen.
Oh, it's not lying when there's like a little kernel of truth
Oh,
to
absolutely.
it.
That's how you're just making a story better.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, honestly, I feel like if you're telling someone a story and you don't make it a little bit better, do you really care about that person?
Yeah. Right. You're just being considerate for the other person. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like you, Terrence. That's that will make it so much easier to lie to other people now.
I'm just making it better for you. This is for you, not for me.
Yeah, and you're the only one that knows like the truth. Like I know I have some certain stories that I tell repeatedly, and sometimes I am accused of being very long-winded when I tell my stories. That was a a feature of my father, where
Ah,
he would just tell very
it's
long-winded
hereditary.
stories. Yeah. He was far more gifted in his long-windedness than I am. And, I started realizing that, I can just shorten things up, or I can, leave out some important details, or I can bend the truth just a little bit just to get to the end of the story faster.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's a little bit of that creative brain too, is figuring out how do you make something not so long-winded.
We should all just lie a little bit more. Just
Yeah.
world will be a better place.
Yeah.
if we
As
all-
long as we're not in politics, right? Yeah. Anyway. All right, Terrence, your question is my most irrational fear. ...
My most irrational fear is U-Hauls.
What?
It makes sense to me,
Okay.
but other people don't quite. I don't know, because they let anybody take those things.
You're right.
Like you don't have to pass a test or anything.
right.
They don't even look
You're
at your
right.
driving record. I don't even think they take insurance from you at all. Like they want you
I
to buy
don't-
their insurance. They
Yeah.
literally just give you the keys to the biggest thing
right.
on the road, like a semi
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah. Yeah, my last move, I had never done it before, but I was like, I have to do it this time. I rented a U-Haul. It was terrifying. And I don't know why they don't at least have you watch a video and instructional.
Nothing.
Nothing.
They'll let you attach your car to the back of it and just take off.
Yeah. It's insane. Okay, I'm right with you on that one. Okay.
Maybe that's not irrational. Maybe I
U-Hauls.
need a better irrational fear.
I mean, it's
Irrational. All my fears are rational to me.
yeah,
I mean,
right?
What's rational? Huh. No, that makes sense too. I used to be afraid of clouds when I was little.
Oh.
But that's because Arkansas is in Tornado Alley, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so it was
definitely rational.
it's like, oh, clouds, like
Those could
those,
kill.
those could, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I have any irrational
don't think
fears.
you
I
do.
think all my fears are rational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Keep working at it, I guess. And
At
see
being
if-
irrational, yeah.
Yeah.
Large groups of kids scare me, but that's also valid.
They're terrible.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're completely awful.
Yeah. I've had
Especially
one.
when you're
and
in
they're-
charge of them.
Oh, yeah.
When there's like teachers, like kudos to them because
Seriously.
I could
yeah.
not.
Unsung heroes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, as we work through the second half of this episode, feel free to
Yeah.
blurt out
If
any
anything
others.
irrational
Yeah.
that I fear pops up
yeah.
in my head, I got you.
Okay, so before we dig in a little more into the crossover, On the Rise, is that show still running?
Not currently,
Okay.
but we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
And so the idea behind that show, from what I understand, and you will correct me, is it was an opportunity to bring some of the students from the classes newer comics to give them some stage time and also get some feedback.
Yeah. Well, so feedback they could get from us at any point, but yeah, it was just it's a good blend of having a platform for newer comics while also giving them some stage time on the same stage that someone more seasoned is going to come and headline at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah. So there was always a headliner.
Yeah. So we'd have at least one student or one former student open, and then sometimes we'd have multiple students, just depending on like how long they've been doing and the experience level. But then we'd have a surefire headliner at the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. And that show was at Pinball?
Yeah, it was at Pinball's Lake Creek. Yeah.
How long did it run?
About I think like 7-8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little long. It felt shorter, but it was a
Yeah.
pretty long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be back.
Yeah. And then I consider you a fixture at Cold Town. Do you do more than just hang out all the time
I'm
there?
just
I mean, I know you're the TA.
yeah, I'm one of the house managers as well.
Okay.
So 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
if I'm not like running around trying to get to a mic or something like that, I'm at Cold Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have improv teams that you're a part of?
Yeah, I play with the Monkey Wrenches from time to time.
Okay.
They're a fairly new group. They're graduates from here
Okay.
at Fallout, but they picked me up off the streets, and they allow me to play with them sometimes. And then I've been just kind of like popping into like one-off shows. So I've done Spice Town.
Okay.
Matt the Dub had me on B Rabbits the last time I did, as well as what else was I on? I do a lot of pop-in shows.
Yeah.
Just like one for improv.
And well, I guess, and then you've never just finished that one. See, mine and your personality may be very different here because I could not live with myself knowing that I didn't finish that one last class.
Well, because I know that it's not just one last class. I know me. Once I go back, I'm gonna end up. It's gonna be another 6 months, like sabbatical from stand up because I got distracted with improv again. And so I'm trying to shift my focus to stand up and kind of just really nail down what I'm doing and be a little bit more focused.
Okay, so then the crossover combines stand up and short form improv. So, so tell me what that looks like.
So the stand ups come on and do like 5-minute sets.
Okay.
5 to 7, depending on what else I got going on. Because usually I have some other act coming that's going to take up some time. But then there's games in between each set, and the stand-ups are the improv team. And so they're playing all the short form games throughout the night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you have stand-ups that already know improv, or do you sometimes get stand-ups that have no idea about
So
improv?
far, I've only used seasoned improvisers, but I am looking for each show, I'm going to try and sneak like one person in that doesn't really do improv and have them experience it for the first time.
Yeah.
Try to see
What
how
a
they
great
feel.
marketing tactic
Yeah.
for improv.
It's all an elaborate scheme
right?
to drag more stand-ups into improv. But I do think that a lot more stand-ups could learn lot from improv, not just on stage, but off stage. Because there's such a different culture as far as working together.
Yeah.
Because as stand-ups, I mean, I think of other stand-ups when I'm on a show with them as my teammates. Like we're like we all gotta succeed. I don't want anyone to go up there and bomb. Because then, especially right before you, because then you got to bring the room back. So I mean, if we're all on the same page for a show and it's a great, solid show, let's enjoy the show together and not be so caught up in the competition of it all.
Yeah.
And so improv, you can be competitive in improv with your other teammates, but it just doesn't come out naturally.
Right. Yeah. That is definitely the nice thing that I've learned from going through the improv classes, because I've been doing this thing, Comedy Wham, and following the stand-up scene for many, many years. We're getting close to 15. And pivoting to me performing as an improviser, it's so much more like my personality, where it's like, oh, I just want to be kind of blend into the walls, be part of a support team, support other people, and every once in a while say something. And like, I kid you not, I think one of my last shows, somebody came up to me afterwards and said, "Oh my God, you're so funny." And I'm like, nobody ever said that to me when I did stand up. And it's like, wow, the DNA in the improv world is.
It's a lot more about, as far as the audience goes, they can see themselves, I think, a bit easier in improv than in stand up.
You're right.
So like if you're the quiet type in improv, you get to see that.
Yeah.
You don't always get to see the quiet type in stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, but generally you're not gonna.
Yeah. So you get to exercise both of your stand up and improv muscles in this crossover show.
Absolutely.
But you want to focus more on the stand up.
I do want to focus more on the stand up, just because I know that that's going to be what best suits my brain. As far as like I love working with others, but I am very much at the end of the day, like, leave me alone. I want to go and do my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh, I'm definitely an introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
Okay. I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always, I guess as the house manager, like I just see you
Oh
as
yeah,
like
my
this
job is to be a
welcoming.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, come on in. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my job.
You're a very good vibe too. I mean, you do, every time I walk into that Cold Town lobby and I see you, you're just always. But I think that's a Cold Town thing too.
Yeah. Oh
Not
yeah.
to be dismissive
No,
of
it's
you,
definitely
but yeah,
I feel
you
that way
fit.
because of
Yeah,
Cold Town. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Even though we're recording here at the Fallout Theater podcast studio, many thanks, Cold Town. You know, they each have their vibes.
Yeah, yeah. I actually got both my improv and stand up like first big shows here at the Fallout.
Yeah.
So improv TV a few years ago now. It was an MTV parody that we did. We had like a six show run here. It was
fun.
super fun. And then my first book show, Rochelle had me open for her when she was doing her run here.
Nice.
Yeah, which I don't think that she knew that was my first show. I think that was just Rochelle being Rochelle, but it was definitely my first show, and I was.
Were you
yeah,
in
it
your
was.
head?
Yeah, I was in my head, but it felt super validating. Just like that, she was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Okay, you're opening for me." There was no there was no, "Do you want to do it?" She was just like, "No, you're doing this." And
so Rochelle. That's
yeah.
classic Rochelle.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
How do you think your stand-up has changed between that first night at Mr. Tramp's and today?
It's changed a bunch just because I think I realize what I find funny is funny.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was just like, I think this is funny. And that I think this is funny to no, I know this is funny is just like a big difference.
Yeah.
Just that confidence to be able to go like, I don't know, I find this funny. I find this hilarious.
Yeah.
Even when you're bombing, if you find it hilarious, it's like, I don't think this is funny. I don't think this is hilarious. I'm just gonna keep talking, you know. So it's just that confidence and just knowing that what I find funny is funny, and being able to just write and just because and I mean I spent that first that I did, I spent probably like a month just writing and looking at it. And now this now once I write it, I'm like, all right, it's done. Now I know that I can take it to the stage.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's what we're at the mic for, you know?
How many mics do you do a week?
I think I get about 3 in a week.
Okay.
3 or 4.
You know, every once in a while I'll interview somebody and like partway through I realize, oh shit, I don't think I've ever seen you live, and I don't think I have seen you do stand up before, which is unfortunate.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm around. I'm around. I'm around. Yeah, I get up probably about 3 or 4 times a week, mics wise.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we'll have to fix
that's
that.
on my on my list. I gotta fix that. I do want to come check out the crossover. I assume you do a little bit of your stand up.
Yeah, for sure.
There.
I don't think I'm doing any this time because I might have overbooked it. But we'll see.
Yeah. That's a good problem to have, but also it sometimes is a problem when you overbook. Sometimes it's a little too much for the audience.
Yeah, I had a guy drop out. At least one person drop out. So it still might be a little overbooked, but we'll see.
Yeah, it means you have a lot of good friends in the scene.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of people I want to use, and I haven't even scratched the surface with the first couple shows. So.
Very cool. What do you what are some of your goals with like being more focused on stand up?
I just want to drive around and tell jokes, honestly. Like I just know I don't really care about like hitting all the big cities or anything like that, but like all those small towns. Like when I'm traveling back up to Indiana, I'm always trying to find like places that have comedy shows, and it's super hard, but just the idea of being able to like pop into a city that doesn't get comedy the same way we do, because we are blessed here in Austin where you can pop out and go see 5 comedy shows every single night if you wanted to do it. And then there's places that, I mean, there's major cities that you might get 1 or 2 comedy shows a week.
Yeah.
And so just being able to travel to those places and just tell jokes there, because I mean, I've lived those kind of places.
Yeah.
And those kind of places need it just as much as we do, because I mean, those, like, you drive through small towns and they're old. You know,
Yeah.
the towns are old, the towns are dying, and they need jokes too. You know.
Yeah. Is that that could be your mission, I guess,
Yeah.
to bring your comedy to.
It's kind of my ideal is to just kind
Yeah.
of go and explore and
Yeah.
spread some jokes along the way.
Do you still have family in Arkansas?
Yeah, yeah. Almost all my family's in Arkansas. My parents are the only ones in Northwest Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Arkansas is easy to get to
It's
necessarily.
definitely 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely 8 hours. But yeah, I think that's probably my next driving trip plan is to go to Arkansas and try and pop into Little Rock and try and see if I can get some comedy going out there.
Funny you say Little Rock because it was last weekend, or the week before. I was driving my son to Terre Haute, and our stop is usually Little Rock. That's like a perfect little
that's like the only place to stop in between.
Yeah, and we went to this restaurant that if you are you fairly familiar with Little Rock?
Yeah, I used to live there.
The Krabby, the crab boil
over
restaurant?
on the Riverwalk.
No, well, I mean I think they do have multiple locations, but like they bring you this big plastic bag for the boil for the crawfish, crab, shrimp, whatever, and it just felt so Little Rock.
Oh yeah, yeah. It sounds Little Rock,
but it was really good. I wish I could remember their name, but I guess like the candy place,
Yeah,
want to give
no
them,
free,
no free
no
advertising.
free.
Sorry, no free plugs here.
Not sponsored.
Yeah,
We can fix that. We can fix that.
Yeah, I guess if you've got connections.
I don't think they like me very much.
Did you have you had a moment when you've been like in your comedy experiences where you're like, oh yeah, I do want to do this for the rest of my life?
Yeah. I did a show. One of the Cold Town members, Eli, had a birthday party. So he was like, oh, I'll just have some comics come out. Like he did it at Cold Town, and so that was like my first time really connecting with the audience super hard. Because I have this bit about ice cream trucks, and so I had the whole audience singing the ice cream truck joke, and during that joke, I was like, I have them right where I want them for the rest of this bit, and so just that moment of connecting with the audience and realizing they have no idea where you're going next, and that just felt great.
Yeah, that's a magical moment too.
Yeah, yeah,
and where
sure.
you're taking them, but they think they're going somewhere else. That's fun.
I also had my favorite jacket on that night, so I think that helped.
That is, yeah. Sometimes a good wardrobe choice is empowering for sure. Yeah, from my short days of doing stand up, I remember getting dressed up was fun.
Yeah,
it was a fun
part
of
the bit. Yeah,
yeah.
Especially when you get it right.
Yeah, which. Well, I don't know if I did.
I haven't seen it, so I am a big supporter of anyone trying, because I feel like everybody has 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and not just 5 minutes, but everyone has a good 5 minutes in them, I believe. Thoroughly.
Yeah. Well, a selfish plug here. The last time I did a stand-up show was, I think, in January or February. So, anybody that wants to book me for just 5 to 8 minutes, I'm happy to.
You want to come do a crossover?
I'd love to do a crossover.
You're a crossover.
Yay, let's do it. What are your favorite things about doing stand-up?
Just the play of it, because it doesn't have to, it can be serious. It can be super serious. You can pick up super heavy things. And just play with them.
Yeah.
And just have so much fun and just poking holes and just the issues of the world, or poking holes in things that aren't issues, small, stupid. You can literally talk about anything.
Yeah.
And so I just love the idea of, one, this is going to sound selfish but being a middle child, just being able to just talk. and no one gets to no one gets to stop you.
Yeah.
They can try, but then you can just you have the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being able to talk and just being able to be myself on stage is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of stand-ups get to jump into a character that they're not usually. My character is I get to jump into me where I don't usually get to be the full me. You know, I mean, most of the time we're all kind of dumbing ourselves down a little bit. And so when I'm doing stand up, I just get to be that unapologetic me on the stage. I love
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Are there any things you don't like?
I don't
like a distinct posture change.
This is the I'm about to dance around my words stance.
Okay, all right.
I don't like that some people get to be unapologetically themselves.
Yeah,
and
I hear you.
And
I
that's
hear
not
that.
always ideal for everyone involved. And it's sometimes just frustrating to see people that I know aren't like that also do that same thing, because it's you don't have to. You genuinely don't have to. You can. There's so many things to joke about. There's so many topics that you could pick up. You don't have to be ugly. Right. And I mean, I was in a comment section the other day, and someone said that comedy's not supposed to make you feel good, and I feel like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's so dumb. Stand up should, if you're trying to watch stand up, and see and feel comfortable, you should be able to watch it and feel comfortable. I mean, you should be able to view it and not feel like at any point you're gonna come under attack.
Yeah, I guess devil's advocate is I don't know why when I heard you say those words, immediate thought was The Bear, which is listed as a comedy show, and I don't know if you've ever watched it.
Not.
It's not, and it definitely doesn't make you feel good to watch that show. Does it have comedy elements to it? Yeah, and then of course there are legendary comedy. I'm thinking of Tig Notaro when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She went on stage that night
and just talked about it.
And I mean, that was comedy, but that was from a place of something that definitely doesn't make you feel good. So I could see why somebody might say that. But
as a whole, comedy
it's a rare exception.
Generally, even when it is picking up heavy topics, I still think that makes you feel good because you're feeling seen.
Yeah.
Because I mean, seeing that big personality on stage, seeing that person that seems so strong be vulnerable.
Yeah.
For me, it does. It personally makes me feel better.
Yeah.
When seeing someone be vulnerable on stage. For sure.
Yeah. This city is very interesting in that regard of, oh, well, I can say really awful things and be very successful.
Absolutely. You don't have to.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to sell your soul to the devil.
There's definitely a very strong group of comics here in Austin that are of the mind that you can be a little bit more thought-provoking, a little bit more progressive, and speak your authentic truth, and still make it places, and still do big things. There's so many different avenues just in everything, but specifically in stand-up. There's no path. It's not like football where first I go to high school, then I go to college, then I get drafted. There's none of that. There's, you find your path, you find your way, you find your niche in your community, and you just work from there.
Yeah. And also major shout out to the theaters. Fallout, Cold Town, Hideout, for kind of creating that culture where, we're not going to, I love that Cold Town is, every show before it starts, you see the little thing. This is an inclusive space. We're not going to do terrible things to our fellow performers or audience, and that just creates such a nice,
Right.
welcoming space. And if we didn't have that, I mean, our comedy scene would be just terrible.
Oh, the reason I jumped to improv was because of that. Because I started right at the peak of like the everyone moving here to do comedy. And
Yeah.
so when I first started doing open mics, it was in the era of there's 35 people on this mic and you're literally getting pushed to get to the list.
Yeah.
And so to have a space where that's not going on is just super dope. But I also like people get caught up on like, oh, is this a censorship of comedy? And like, it's absolutely not that. Like, no one's telling you not to pick those things up.
Yeah.
What they're saying is don't pick those things up for no reason. Like, if you have nothing to tie back to yourself
Yeah.
with this joke, there's no reason for you to pick this joke up. If you're just
Perfectly
telling
said.
it just for the point of
Shock
trying to get a
value.
shock value
Yeah.
laugh, then that's not what we're
And
like. Be creative. Think harder. Work harder.
yeah. And I think eventually audiences will pick up on that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I can go to a comedy show and I can see somebody that's just doing it for the shock value. And I'm like, I'm out. You didn't put any effort into this. So I'm done listening now.
Yeah. I've been on shows where people have come and thanked me after for just talking about regular stuff. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't have to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Or do it. I'm
Do it,
not.
but just be smart about it. Don't be a dumbass. My thing is, don't punch down. It's not necessary to punch down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, well, I could go through a whole litany of things not to do in the comedy
Do
scene.
not. There are no rules, but here they are.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was coming to. Terrence, are there any other things that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
I mean, I could talk all day, honestly. I'm an introvert, but I'm one of those, like, once I get started, like, it's completely, it's over. Like, you messed up.
Yeah. I was a little nervous we wouldn't get to this point because, like, the very start of the interview, like, I felt like, okay, I'm pulling, but yeah, now we're like, we're good friends now, and the conversation is flowing, and yeah, it's always good to get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. As far as just like other things I could talk about, I've been trying to brand myself as a suburban absurd blurred.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's my thing. I mean, that's like, if I had to tell people like who I was in like so many words, that would be just because, I mean, like, growing up in the suburbs is, I don't feel like it gets talked about a lot. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm from the city or I'm from the country. Like, there's no, but that, like, the suburbs is like that middle ground of like, you get all of it. Like, I can drive 5 minutes now in a cornfield, or I can drive 10 minutes and there's the skyscrapers. Like, it's the whole, it's that blend of like living. I feel like the suburbs is really like the most American like space out of everything, because like once you leave like big cities, that's all there is. That's all there is. It's just it's all suburbs. And like I don't mean like suburbs of big cities, but like when you get out into the middle of nowhere, that one town is built exactly like our suburbs are. And so I mean, the suburbs really are what America is outside of the big city.
And what is that third word? I'm not
Blurred?
familiar.
Oh, black nerd.
Oh my God. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a whole movement. It's
I love it.
Like, the black nerd movement is definitely like super strong. I mean, just unapologetically being yourself, and that's basically what it's about. Because you know, being black and nerdy was like a whole taboo at one point, where it's like, oh, you talk white. It's like, no, I'm just talking.
Nerd.
Just
I like my geeky things.
Right. I just like weird stuff.
Yeah.
And so just being able to be unapologetically yourself is that whole the whole stance behind the blurred movement. Yeah.
I love that. Yay, Terrence. Okay, I have two final questions, and one is, this is a big callback. Do you ever incorporate your Boy Scouts experience into your comedy?
I have a couple of jokes that I've told about my Boy Scouts experience, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Not as much as I should, but it is in the works. I
Mm.
found a Boy Scouts manual
Oh.
at a thrift store,
Huh.
and so I've been reading it. But I will say it does kind of affect me still to this day, and it gets brought out in my comedy, but not on stage. There was a big thing in Boy Scouts. They always tell you to leave things as you found them.
Mm-hmm.
But my particular troop master was more on a church side and not the military side, so
Uh-huh.
he always said to leave things better than we found them. So when we
Ah.
would go to campsites, we would do like a full cleanup
Uh-huh.
of things that even weren't like even we didn't mess up. And
Yeah.
so just to and I kind of just bring that with me when I'm especially when I try to do stand up. I like to try and leave the area better.
Yeah.
Like because a lot. I mean, you can just go up and perform and go home, but just to stick around and like help put chairs away or like see if the host needs anything
Yeah.
or just encourage somebody. Just leave the space a little bit better than it
Oh.
was when you got there.
Terrence is a good human. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. And then my final question is one word to describe your future.
Random.
Random. Oh, that's like a synonym.
Yeah.
Diverse was your past.
Well, so my past is diverse just off of I didn't have control,
Uh-huh.
but I had a diverse upbringing, living
Yeah.
in a bunch of different places. Random is I have control now, and like I have so many just random interests where I will get this. Next time you meet me, I'll be doing something
Yeah.
absolutely random. Whether it's because I wanted to be so many different things when I wanted to grow up. I wanted to be a zoologist. I wanted to be a preacher. Like all these
Wow.
different things, and I haven't grown up yet. Like I'm still never gonna grow up, and so there's still so many different random things I want to do. So
Okay. Well, good. Let's do it. Random it is. All right. Well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham presents Terrence Yon. Now I got it right. Terrence, tell us where we can find you on social media and promote your projects.
yeah, you can find me on Instagram at laugh@yon. I've got a couple shows coming up. I'm doing third Saturdays at Cold Town for the crossover, and you can always find me on the weekends at Cold Town Theater.
Yes, you can. I can vouch for that. He's always there. Okay. We hope you've enjoyed learning about how Terrence got to be the comedic genius and just kind heart that you heard today, just as much as I have. That's been Comedy Wham presents Terrence Yon. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you.